Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your hosts, David Selby, Andy Horton, and Savannah Smith.
All right, welcome back to the CWC Podcast. It's your home for the latest news, rumors, and updates around chuckwagon racing. I'm your host, David Selby, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Savannah Smith and Andy Horton. This week, we're going to be joined by David Presley to discuss yet another new race this season, the Presley Farms Chuckwagon Races in Perry, Arkansas. So it's going to be a good show. Stick around. It won't be too long. We won't keep you too long today, but you don't want to miss it, so stick around. But before we get into it, get over to chuckwagonchannel.com, subscribe, and relive the ride. It's $11 a month or $99 a year, and we just released the 4th episode of 7 episodes for the Great Wagon Race. And yeah, so we're kind of on the home stretch here. We kind of just got through, not trying to spoil it here, but we just got through day 1 of championship weekend. So exciting. Andy, did you get to see this one yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't got to watch this.
Andy's got to get caught up.
Yeah,
we're shooting. We're in here on a Tuesday, so we're earlier in the week than our listeners are probably going to be hearing this. But Savannah, did you get to watch 4?
No one's watched it yet.
Nobody's watched it yet. We all had a busy week, but the good thing is it's not going anywhere. It's on the Chuckwagon channel. Savannah's already seen it, so she's been a part of this whole thing.
I'll have watched it by the time this episode airs.
Oh, there you go. So any thoughts on what you're expecting from episode 4? And maybe I can lend some criticism to that.
Well, I don't think it's fair of me to answer because, like you said, I did see all the rough drafts. So I've not seen the polished version, but I have a good idea of what's going to be in them.
Okay.
Having seen the rough drafts of the episodes, how different is it to you when you actually go and you see it with all the color grading and the finalized deal? Is it like, do you notice a big difference, or do you just kind of feel like you absorb the story and it doesn't really matter?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I feel like it does look very polished, but I'm always so just emotionally enthralled when I watch the rough drafts, or really any of my first watches of these episodes. So what I feel like might not be finalized in the rough draft, the emotion kind of outweighs, and then I get to go there and watch it again and see things that maybe I didn't pick up on, but see it in its fully finalized format.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Well, it's interesting.
The wrong person to ask.
Well, I'm just wondering if maybe we need to stop shooting on such expensive cameras and just do it on our cell phones. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Because then we don't have Andy's cool 100,000 billion frames per second footage.
That's true. We do get quite a bit out of Andy's footage. So maybe just Andy has nice cameras, but the rest of us just have cell phones, because that would save us a lot on the production budget, and we could just have like twice as many people. It's a thought. I'm just saying, if the story is shining through, if it's just about the story. But and I mean, gosh, let's be honest. These phones are starting to shoot like crazy. Like you can shoot like basically raw content on a cell phone anymore, on these Apple phones especially.
It's almost terrifying. I will tell you, they are getting good.
Yeah.
Isn't there a movie that did go out that was shot all on the fancy new iPhones? Or was that just a meme that went around that I fell victim to believing?
It's probably true, but I mean, if you've seen like shot on iPhone and then you saw the behind the scenes, you notice that the iPhone is rigged out bigger than like any cinema camera that you've ever seen. It's got junk hanging all over it, and
it's crazy.
The rig with the cell phone weighs like 50 pounds, just like a cinema camera rig does.
Right. Yeah. For some reason, they still like to have all that stuff on it, but
it's like when they shot what was that heavily CGI'd movie about robots or something. They shot it on an FX3, whatever that.
I thought you were going to
whatever
say
the name of that movie was.
But
they shot the whole thing on an FX3, and they said shot on FX3. But you see the behind the scenes, and it's like, even though for those of us that are techie people, we know an FX3 is like the same size as like a normal digital camera, but they had the thing rigged out with these huge Steadicam rigs and gimbals and stuff. And so, I mean, it's like the difference in camera is going to save you like 2 pounds or something like that.
Yeah. It's all just about like what the brain of these things can do anymore. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Well, a couple quick notes here. Couple quick updates to share with everybody. The release date for Building Spain, that's kind of an important one. That's been moved back 2 weeks. our team is a part of this. We've got there's a lot of moving pieces with getting something put onto Cowboy Channel, which, like for clarity, that's a big process. A lot of people don't realize what goes into actually getting something nationally distributed. There's a lot of legal work that has to go on the back end, and it's actually gotten a lot more difficult now because um, everybody's just trying to protect themselves more and more nowadays. Whenever we put Great Wagon Race Season 1 out there, it was a little bit more of a simple process. And also, they were coming off of just being acquired by Teton Ridge, which is a much bigger company
Mm.
that definitely wants to, like, they don't want any loose ends. Let's just put it that way. And so, bigger contracts, bigger team having to work on every single piece of this thing. And it was a little bit of weight off of our shoulders anyways, because there's just a lot of stuff we got to get done before it can properly go out there. And the biggest thing is that we want it to be promoted properly by Cowboy Channel so that people know it's coming. And that was something that they said. They actually said, let's push it back 2 weeks and let's just give it a little bit more time so we can start putting the teasers and the trailers out there through their programming, so that when we get to April 19th, there's the date, April 19th, it's a Sunday, that people will be ready for it, people will be looking forward to it, and that we get the most out of this opportunity to have a national premiere. So,
Yeah.
so it's a good thing, and we know it's disappointing whenever something gets pushed back, but we think it'll be for the best.
Yeah, it'll give it a fair shake instead of just, hey, did you see that? Nobody knew that happened.
Right.
Yeah, and honestly, that is what happened with Great Wagon Race Season 1. Even though we had fantastic ratings, it was never a matter of like, will people like it? Like, people did like it. That was great. Um, the viewership ratings and everything were awesome. But
Yeah.
if people don't know about it, then you can't get it
Right.
in front of them, and you can't make
Doesn't
that first
matter.
impression.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we want that big splash, and we want the ripple effect from all of that to carry us into the future. So so stay tuned. April 19th, 6 o'clock Central Time on the Cowboy Channel. I did have a lady reach out the other day, and she was like, "Wait, so it's not on the Chuckwagon Channel?" I said, "No, I'm sorry. It's on the Cowboy Channel." Which I guess the names are close enough. Like, people will hear one thing and think another very easily, and I know that. I mean, it's true. Like, we'll be at
We
any
even get
race.
announced that way. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be at a race, and the announcer will be
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, and it's the Cowboy Channel's here," and we're like, "No, we're not. We're Chuckwagon
No, we're not.
Chuckwagon Channel."
Different thing.
Yeah.
Just yep, and then
I'm
it's
pretty
awkward.
sure we legally have to correct that.
Yeah, yeah. We're hopefully
No.
gonna strike that from the record.
Yeah.
Kidding.
But yeah, other news here. The race schedule, it keeps growing this year. Obviously, in the last episode or two here, you've heard us talking about the Southeastern Chuckwagon Racing Association. They're bringing 2 new events this year. One of them is Tennessee. Help me out here. Lobelville.
I
That's
think
going
it's
to be
Lobelville.
in
Hold on. I can tell you.
Lobelville.
Yeah.
I'm probably saying it wrong.
Lobelville.
Yeah.
Lobelville.
Yep. So everybody have fun making fun of me for how I pronounce that, but it's there, and it's at the Buffalo River Resort, and not to be confused with Arkansas, Savannah.
I
And
know. I did.
we just talked
Bad
to those
day.
guys on the phone, talked to them on the phone this last week. We're hoping that we'll be there covering that event, so stay tuned. And then the other event that's going to be coming out, that's in July, and then the other event will be in September, and that will be the Seven Springs Lodge, which we're getting ready to go there here in April. So 2 events there this year. Good things happening. The other thing I wanted to throw out there is Memorial Day weekend. There is another event in Sparta, Missouri, Sling and Wheels Chuckwagon Race. We've been talking to them as well. We want to get everybody distribution in whatever capacity we can. Obviously, with the Chuckwagon channel, we don't want anybody left out. We want to grow the sport. And talking to those guys, I think you'll see some people that are at that race in Sparta, Missouri. That's really close to where I grew up, just north of Reed Spring, Missouri, just south of Springfield. And so they'll have an event. We're going to try to get somebody over there to cover that event as well. So good things happening all around the sport. I love to see the growth. I think everybody I've talked to is kind of on the same page there. What do you think,
Absolutely.
Andy? Do you like it?
Hey, more races is never a bad thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Love it.
So our guest
Agreed.
today, he hails from Presley Farms there in Perry, Missouri, which is just north of Perryville. Both small towns, and I don't know why Ville. What does Ville do? What is Perryville is like south of it,
No,
but
I should
Morrilton
know
is north of
this.
it.
I should know this because I
You
live
just said Missouri, though.
right.
Did I say Missouri?
Arkansas.
Yeah, you did.
Arkansas.
Perry, Arkansas.
Perry,
Did you know
Arkansas.
there's also a Perry, Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Andy?
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does Ville do to a town? Does it when it vills? Does it get bigger? Does it? I'm gonna look up
I
what
don't
Ville
know.
does. Ville
Okay,
to a town.
so-
It's a fashionable pro-French suffix used after the American Revolution to honor France and move away from British naming conventions. So probably a lot of French there in Perryville.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
For those of you that live in the area, we know we stay away from Sweet Home. We stay on the Perry side of Perryville and away from the Sweet Home side.
Oh, okay. Just
Okay.
not a big fan of sweets.
No, see, Betsy, my mom used to be a drug probation and parole officer, so she would have to do home
Oh.
visits. And Sweet Home, we stay away from Sweet Home because there might be some inbred people there.
Okay, but not to be confused with Sweet Home Alabama.
True.
Different town, right?
Different. Very different.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get David Presley onto the show. Welcome him in. We could just have like an AI bot behave as if it's you, reacting and nodding and stuff, you know?
Just put Yosemite Sam in there.
Yeah, we'll figure
Ooh.
something out.
We can do
I like
that.
that one.
We can do that.
Savannah, we can do that.
I told him we should put like your picture combined with Elvis Presley so that you can be like, yeah, I'm related to the guy. And then we'll have that in there. But anyway.
Well, actually, I am. So.
Oh, really? You from
Yeah.
Graceland?
Yeah, my dad actually did the
He was my dad.
genealogical research and discovered that.
How are
Oh
you
my gosh.
related? I'm curious now. It's the last question before we go into the real questions.
Okay, well, I'll make a short story and epic monologue.
Let me give you a little bit of an intro here. So, David, we know that you are somehow, some way related to Elvis Presley, the King, and we would like to know how is this all tied together?
So that relationship actually begins prior to the Civil War over in eastern Tennessee, in a little town called Rogersville. There were 5 brothers, and
It's a French town.
after the Civil War, one brother stayed there, one went to Tupelo, Mississippi, one went to Branson, and 2 came to Central Arkansas, one around Conway and one in Little Rock. And
Tupelo?
that's where the connection is.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
We'll have to get a graphic for that to show your family tree, and you guys are basically brothers. It's incredible.
Oh, wow. Well,
that explains a lot.
there's
the
no
good looks.
benefits there, I can tell you that.
So they didn't leave you with the pink automobile?
Didn't leave
No.
you anything.
Bummer.
No, I don't even get free admission when I go over there. What you talking about?
You should show up with your genealogical print off and be like, I'm related to him. Family gets in for free.
Here's my birth certificate.
Right.
Yeah. Please
Well,
pay here.
We I guess we'll go into what we were here to do today, which is to talk about the Chuckwagon race that you're having at Presley Farms. And we know somehow or another this all starts somewhere and then we end up here. So go back in time a little bit. Tell us about yourself and how you first got connected to Chuckwagon racing.
Well, the family has been in the ranching cattle business for generations. My dad, my uncles, they've had cattle growing up with my granddad. And prior to that, him and his brother actually worked a cattle ranch west of Little Rock a little ways. So we've always been around ag. We've always been in construction. We've always been around cattle, but not a whole lot around the competitive side. It was the business side of it. And I moved from Little Rock to County Line Road about 5 years ago and met some guys that are neighbors, and they wagon raced. And through that friendship, it has blossomed, and now I've helped them work horses, spend time at Clinton with them, talk to them on a daily basis, and them being able to see our farm here. One of them in particular has always wanted to race in my big hayfield. And
As
ever
you
since
do.
ever since the friendship began, it was we should race wagons in your hayfield. And I blew it off, didn't think anything of it. And the longer I've been around this group of guys and met others in the association, it made sense to give it a go. So we started about a year and a half ago doing dirt work with the anticipation of having a sanctioned event. But we had some improvements to make. So we got started with the anticipation of either this year or next year having a race, and
Here we
threw
are.
my hat in the ring, and everybody said yes, and now I have to figure it out.
Yeah, didn't think you guys were going to say yes. Gosh, I wasn't serious.
Well, I mean, there were some of those thoughts. And
Yeah.
then after the vote, it was, well, I guess we've opened our mouth, so now we're gonna do
Hey,
it.
you're
And
committed now.
Yeah.
we are committed. We were
Yeah.
committed a year and a half ago. As soon as we decided to begin dirt work, we were already in. You know, we give our word. We're going to do this. That's what we do. So having friends and neighbors that race and have raced for 30 plus years, it's allowed us to have a look behind the curtain of what racers would like to see, what fans want to see, what a good track looks like, what a good facility looks like, that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
So what is
if,
that?
if
What has this process been like for you guys preparing your property?
it wasn't too bad up until the night or the day after the association voted, it got very real very quickly
Right.
after that vote.
As it does.
Yeah, it became very real. We've needed to make some improvements, so we started on those, and it's nothing that we're not capable of doing. We've built this place with our own two hands from the word go. I'd say the biggest challenge is the unknown.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With
Right.
it being our first event, there's so much that we just don't know. And the more I figure out, the more people that I talk to, other track owners, like the Wheelers, like the Mayos, Brian Reel and up in Ravenden Springs,
Mm-hmm.
those guys have been a huge asset for me to be able to ask questions and get ideas and commentary on what to expect, what not to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of blueprints out there at this point.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, and a lot of the
There are.
things that these other track owners are doing, all of the changes that they made over the years are results of experiences, and some of them not very good ones. So if you can,
Absolutely.
if you can learn from them and get them to let you skip over that and not
Right,
have
like
to
don't-
not have
Yeah.
to make that experience,
Like, don't have rain the first year. Don't do that.
right.
Well, that's part of the point of it being in the middle of July. We ought to be able to dodge the rain.
You never know, man.
But you're 100% correct, Andy. In talking to these other track owners, it's allowed me to avoid some rookie mistakes because they've
Yeah.
said, plan for this, don't plan for that,
Yeah.
do more here, do less here.
Mhm.
And they've all been a phone call away. They've been
Yeah.
very helpful, very supportive. There doesn't seem to be a lot of competition between track owners.
No.
We all seem to be, for lack of a better term, pulling the wagon in the same direction,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
which is very comforting and refreshing to be in a group of people that are so willing to help.
Yeah. And I'm gonna let you take the next one, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even. Where are we at, fans?
Yes.
So when you do have this race for fans coming out that weekend, what all would you say that they can expect beyond just the races themselves? Are there any like additional events, activities, attractions happening for people to look forward to, or?
A little bit. I'm trying not to do too much the first year. I've got
That's
enough
smart.
learning. I've got enough learning besides trying to have
Yeah.
three events every day and be able to
Mm.
corral all of that. So
Yeah.
we're going to have our concerts on Friday and Saturday night. It'll be
Okay.
some local talent. Jason Campbell and his band will be here on Friday night, and then Terry Parker and the Rusty Roosters will be here on Saturday night. We're also going to do the Extreme Cowgirl competition on Friday to have
Okay.
kind of a little something for people to watch. Those that get here early, there'll be a little something to do on Friday, and then we've got food vendors, we've got merchandise vendors, that sort of stuff. We're kicking around having like a water slide or some bounce houses, that sort of stuff for kids to occupy them a little bit. There are a couple of ponds here on the farm. If people want to bring fishing rods, they're welcome to fish.
Nice.
It'll be hot. I figure most of the kids will probably end up in the pond,
Right.
less fishing, more swimming, and that's fine too. That's
Okay.
fine too.
Yeah, and so people are going to come out there. They're going to bring their campers. They're going to bring all their stuff. It's going to be the first time rolling up to your ranch. So what do people, whether it be racers or campers or even spectators, what do they need to know before they arrive at your farm?
It will be primitive camping. We will have multiple, when I say multiple, like 5 or 6 different places to be able to get water for campers. A couple of these places they will be able to drive up to and fill a camper with water as they come in if they would like, or they can haul water up to them. I'm going to have some good square Bermuda grass hay here for sale.
Okay.
Those that don't want to haul hay with them, you can pick it up here. We'll have a fuel vendor on site as well with gasoline and diesel for generators and
Okay,
what have you.
That's cool.
it's like a space station. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, when you've got buddies in that business and they say we want to participate, bring it.
Yeah,
That's
I like
awesome.
that. That's something we haven't seen in other places. That's pretty cool.
that'll be
So
good for
we'll-
that team, the Diesel Donkeys,
That's a knee slapper.
because they need diesel. I assume that's probably why they got that name.
We will also have a reefer trailer here to sell ice on the farm, so you won't have to go to
Okay.
town. I say town. Morrilton's 15 minutes away.
Right.
I feel like the local gas stations will probably be overwhelmed and either out of fuel or out of fuel and ice very quickly.
I could
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
This
mean,
is something I've seen at inaugural events before. I've seen this
Yep.
happen.
Well,
Morton-
and they're not there. There's a little bit of a language barrier there, and they're not listening. We're trying to prepare others around here as well, because Perry
Yeah.
County is a dry county, so the
Oh,
gas
okay.
stations don't sell beer.
It's a good one. It's a good one right
Morton
there.
Yeah.
is not in a dry county.
Right, Morrilton is in Conway County, and there's a couple of liquor stores there on the side of Highway 9. So get your beer, get your ice, get your liquor before you get here.
Okay.
Duly
Yeah,
noted.
that's a-
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Okay.
Well, you mentioned a little bit about the water and the ice and all these amazing amenities that you're going to have for competitors and spectators. What about bringing panels and tie lines? And is there anything else about livestock that, might be some helpful tips or just good to know in general before arriving?
Trees.
It is we do have a working cattle ranch here, so it is fenced, it is cross fenced. But if you want to bring panels, if you want to bring fence post to drive, T-post to drive, and put a tie line to keep your stock up, any and all of those options are fine.
Awesome. Right on.
So I'm not too concerned about one getting away and getting off the property. We've got a pretty
Right.
good perimeter fence, so the only gate that'll be open will be the admission gate.
Right. So
which
you're
speak-
yeah. Not going to have much
speaking of
chance of them
gates,
winding up on the highway.
Yep.
no, and
Yeah.
where we're at, there's about a 200-yard wide slough that has water in it year round. So for a horse to get to the highway, he's got to know where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It'll be out and down the county road a half a mile to get to a highway.
Oh, okay. Right on. But even so, like I was looking on the map, and I mean, as far as like race locations go, this is one of the easier ones as far as, I mean, from my point of view, would be to get to. I think the only one that's closer to me is probably Baker Spain, but just it being on I-40 or as close to I-40 as it is, I mean,
Absolutely.
I think it'd be a pretty smooth sail.
It'll be really easy for any size truck, horse trailer, camper, etc. We'll be able to get in and out with any and all sizes. I mean, we run 18-wheelers with 53-foot trailers hauling hay out of here from time to time. We can get you in, we can get you out. It's Interstate 40 to State Highway 9. Highway 9's a good highway. You take it across the river, go through Apollo, 2 miles, you turn right, you go about 5/8 of a mile, and you're at the gate.
Oh, cool. Nice. So aside from, we've already talked about panels and stuff and tie outs, are there any other like tips that you would give people to have a good time when they're there, or anything to be aware of for your race specifically?
Not any specifics, but if they've got comments, they've got needs or wants, don't be bashful. Speak up.
People love feedback. So what are you personally looking forward to? I know you've got a lot on your plate, you got a lot going on, but what are you really looking forward to, as the week approaches here?
July the 13th.
Yeah. That's fair.
It'll be over with, and the educational part will be complete. We want it to be a good event. We're worried about it being a good event, and the anxiety of getting number one under our belt is pretty significant.
Yep. In a hurry to get to learning.
I like to hear you say number one, because it means that this is going to be something you guys want to continue doing. And I think that's awesome. Might be a little partial because I'm from the area, but I am always very excited to hear new tracks come in. Sorry, there's cars passing by. New track hosts come in and already be excited to, make this an annual event and just make it bigger and better each time. That is awesome.
Yep. Well,
on that same, go ahead.
That's one we're trying to keep it simple the first year. We want to get the bones of the event figured out, and then we will add layers. Whether it's a pasture rodeo or a goat tie down or whatever, mutton busting for the kids. We've got the space to do that, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves the first year and it be somewhat or mediocre on year one. We want it to be really good. We want to do what we do this year very well, and then we'll add to it in years to come.
That's wonderful. Good. Well, what are some things that people might not realize when it comes to getting a track ready or just preparing for an event, especially an association sanctioned event?
I'm not real sure exactly how to answer that question.
I guess I'd be curious to know how what are you doing to set your track up? How does that work for you?
It was the phone a friend, call Alan Fuller, call Kyle Fuller, Lane Granberry, Chris Granberry. Those guys have been around for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And say, if you had an ideal spot to have a track, where would it be?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it and identified an area on the farm that the topography was ideal, and we did some tree removal and a little bit of dirt work to get it dialed in just like we want. But I think we could potentially have one of the nicest tracks that they race on.
That's awesome. Will it be all flat, or do you have any kind of anything that would be out of the norm for just like a typical flat round track? Is it anything different there?
There's a few dips, but largely it'll be fairly flat. It'll be a long oval. but it should work very, very well. The
Right on.
soil is very sandy here, so there won't be rocks, there won't be stumps, there won't be holes, there won't be any of that sort of stuff.
Right.
So it should be a really, really nice track.
Awesome.
And we'll have the ability to move some barrels for some of the shorter events where the finish line can be in the same place. The start line and the finish line be at the same place, and just move a couple of barrels for the shorter tracks.
Oh, okay.
That's neat. That's not something that we see very often. Normally, it's the finish line that's moving and the starting line that's stationary. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, I don't think we've seen a track that's been able to kind of cut in on itself that way.
Yeah, for the most part, I would say you're right. I can't
Yeah, I've
think of
seen some-
anything like offhand.
I've seen some different stuff over the years. I've seen the way Texas, Natchez, Texas, the 1836, they had a really
Oh,
neat
yeah.
design where they would do a loop. And so because they did the loop like that, they could actually run straight across for their sprints, or they could do a short loop, or they could do a longer loop, but it always brought it back around to finish at the same place, which I thought was really neat. I thought that was kind of a cool design that I was kind of surprised I hadn't ever seen that really anywhere else. But
Yeah, I never
but
made
yeah,
it to that race either. That would be interesting. What would you say some of the biggest challenges or surprises or maybe things that caught you off guard or you didn't expect when you started this, when you did this along the way?
Surprise wise, I would say how willing everyone in the association is to help.
That's a good surprise, right?
Yes, it was a very
Yeah.
good surprise. I expected to basically be doing this by myself, but those at the association have always been a phone call away. The number of people that I don't necessarily know I've associated with that have
Mhm.
reached out to help.
Yeah.
It's been eye opening about the kind of people that are in the association.
yeah,
You know,
that's great.
it's not everybody against one another. It's everybody working together to be better.
Right.
It's
And
awesome,
then, of
man.
course, the overall cost of it, and I don't even know what that number is going to be. It'll be what it'll be.
Yeah.
But every day there's something else that you need to prepare for this. We got to have this. We got to have a whole lot more of this. And we knew
Right.
there was going to be some added expense, but just because of we're building a new stage, we're building an announcer podium, we're building a new entrance
Okay.
into the farm.
Cool.
We're adding about 3,000 feet of water line and some more hydrants and
Okay.
that sort of stuff.
So you're
There-
running water.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's
Um,
great.
I mean,
Well,
we've
that's
got water
awesome.
where I live. We've got water at the shop. We've got water in
Yeah.
feedlot pens and that sort of stuff. But a large majority of the farm is we don't have city water because there's ponds. The
Right.
cattle drink out of the ponds, so we haven't needed water. But for this, we're being strategic about where we put them so they function no matter what for the good of the farm. But they'll be in good places for people to be able to get water for campers and critters.
That's awesome. Man.
Awesome. Yeah.
How do you feel like I know you said that it's been kind of tough locally to get people to kind of open their eyes to, hey, this is coming, this is happening. Have you been able to get any kind of feedback from your local community on, like, do you feel like the awareness factor is there? Do you feel like they're looking forward to it? Do you feel like you'll have a good turnout from your local community? What's kind of where's your head at there?
Yes, on all of those. The acceptance in the local community of this event has been phenomenal.
That's good.
Everywhere I go wearing my Presley Farms hat, someone says, "Are you the one having that race?" And it's yes, and oh, I'm so excited. I've got family coming from here, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And so the local law enforcement is excited about it. All of the local businesses that are paying attention
Yeah.
are excited about
Right.
it. You know, they're talking about it at the gas station. They're talking about it at the old men sitting eating breakfast on Saturday morning. There's a pretty good buzz in the community about
That's
it.
great, man.
That's
With
awesome.
that, so with that, is there anything else that you want people to know? I mean, coming out to this thing, is there anything that, what would you tell somebody that you run into at, at the gas station and they're like, hey, you're having that event. What do we need to expect, or what should we do? What do you want people to know?
We want to welcome everyone. We absolutely want feedback. But most of all, we want you to have fun and bring a friend.
There you go.
And be patient with us. There's going to be some things that we struggle with, but we're committed to doing better, and we'll take care of it.
Right on, man.
Awesome. Now, where can people go to stay updated or get more information leading up to the event?
All of that information will be posted on Facebook, on the Presley Farm Facebook page.
Okay. So you
Okay.
guys got a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's our farm Facebook page, but that's where all the information will be shared at. We're working on a schedule of events, kind of a timeline from day to day to day. We're working on some directions to publish, because if you put the farm address in your GPS, you will not get here.
That's important to know.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So there will be directions on how to get here from Little Rock and how to get here from Interstate 40 at Morrilton.
I wonder if you could add, your grid coordinates. So I know that Apple Maps and
I could
Google
do that.
Maps will sometimes allow you, or most of the time allow you, to just
Mhm.
copy and paste some grid coordinates in, and it'll take you right there.
Yep,
Well,
I can do that.
I think even on like Google Maps or Apple Maps, I think if you physically drop a pin, like
Mhm,
instead
mhm.
of just punching in the address, you actually drop a pin on your driveway or wherever you want people to go. I think if you that creates a link, if I'm not mistaken, where that you could post that link and they can open that up in Google Maps or Apple Maps or something. And
Heck
it
yeah.
would,
Could
it
definitely
I
might
may
share a
have to
link.
do something like that. If you drop a pin, you don't get 951 West Perry County Road. You get like 231 or
yeah.
something like that. The addresses on one side of the road here get bigger as you go west, and on the other side of the road, they get smaller as you go west,
Little
because we are
backwards.
the county line.
Wow. That's why they call them the
And
county line bunch.
it fouls up GPS travelers every single time.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good to know, because
Yeah, man.
a lot of people are they're gonna throw that thing in GPS and just go with the wind,
You
and
bet.
they're gonna wind up down a hog trail somewhere.
They're going to wind
Yeah.
up in Ashley McMillan's driveway. Just going to be like, this is
Yep.
not here. It's up the road.
Right.
I can't
I'm
fit
gonna
all
have
of you
some
in my
signs.
yard.
I'm going to have some signs made to put on the highway
Yeah.
that, say Presley Farms ahead or
Yeah.
some variation therein.
Hey, those
to
work. Those actually
they-
work.
They help a
help
ton.
coach people in.
Yeah.
Those are big time, especially when you get into that last mile or two or whatever. Just having that one sign off the main roads that just kind of gives you that little pointer
Mhm.
that you're doing the right thing. But cool,
Yeah.
man. Well, a lot of good information there. Sounds like things people need to know for sure are, there's going to be water there. There's going to be hay there. They're going to have ice. They're going to have stores. They're going to, if you want alcohol, you got to be the county to the north, which is just a little, it's Morrilton, not too far, right? And
Mhm.
and so plenty to look forward to. It's going to be primitive camping, which I think everybody's pretty used to, at
But
least
they're
in the
gonna have
Chuckwagon
fuel,
racing community.
even.
Yeah, and they're even going to have fuel, diesel and gasoline. So that's awesome, and guaranteed a good time. So we're looking forward to it, and we're excited to be there. We may even get to talk to you again before it's totally time, and we can get even all the updates. And we're just about 2 weeks out, I think.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sounds good.
Right on, man. Well, we'll just close it down together here as a group. As we said earlier, make sure you get over and subscribe and relive the ride at Chuckwagon Racing, chuckwagonchannel.com. I'm getting ready for the race. So we're excited for David Presley and his event at Presley Farms coming up in July. So we will see you out on the track.
Thanks for listening to the CWC podcast.